Okay, we're working on the second assignment today for the rational expressions unit, simplify rational expressions, common binomial factors. So today we're going to have to be factoring the denominator a little differently. Yesterday we were just factoring out one term. Today we're going to have to go back to our polynomial unit and do a lot more binomial factoring. So I'm writing this problem down, y squared minus 36. That's the difference of two squares. 96y plus 288. All right, so here's the problem. Like I said, the top here is the difference of two squares. What I mean by that is that y squared can be square rooted into y, and 36 is a perfect square root into 6. And when it's the difference, it's called the difference of two squares, which means, this is from the last, or 2 units ago, we get y minus 6, which those are both the square roots, times y plus 6. Okay, so there's different signs. That's the numerator. The denominator we have to factor. Looks like we can factor out maybe an 8. So I'm going to check. So I can do 96 divided by 8. I get 12. And 288 divided by 8, I get 36. So let's first factor out that 8. We have 8 on the outside. Y squared, it was plus 12y. And let me show the problem down right. Yeah, I think it's plus. Plus 36. Okay, so from here we need to also factor this into two binomials. I can do this in my head, but most of you probably need to do something like this, where you do a times c is 36, and then b goes down here, where the factors that multiply to get 36 that add to 12, it's 6 and 6. Then you do reverse box method. You don't actually have to do this when a is 1, because your factors are just these right here. So we're going to have, back up here in the corner, y plus 6 and y plus 6. Now when we're here, we can cancel out a y plus 6 and a y plus 6. So our final answer will be y minus 6 over y plus 6. Now, remember, yesterday when we canceled out things, you have to make sure that you still consider them for exclusion. So negative 6 is excluded, negative 6 is excluded. So it's the same term. So we're not actually excluding anything else. So negative 6 is the only value that makes y undefined. And the answer it's y minus 6 and y plus 6. Oops, that did not go in the right spot. Y plus 6. Okay, and I actually made a mistake. I forgot my original 8 out here when I factored. So on the bottom, my denominator, I should have an 8 out here. That's what I got wrong. So we'll go back over here, put an 8 here, and check again. There you go. Okay, next question. 48 minus n squared, 3n squared over n squared plus n minus 20. All right. Okay, so the top I can factor out a 3. And they actually have the n squared written second, and it's negative. So what I'm going to do is I'll rewrite this as 3n squared first plus 48 n squared plus n minus 20. Okay, so we got to factor both of these things. I'm going to move faster factoring for this video. So up here, we can factor out a 3, but I'm going to make it negative. So we'll pull a negative 3 out. I actually don't know if this is right or not. I'm just doing it. N squared plus 16. No, it's negative now, because negative times negative is positive, and that's why I did it, because now this is the difference of two squares again, similar to the last problem. The bottom, we can factor. It's going to be n plus 5, and minus 4. Like I said, you can do that on your own. And this is the difference of two squares. N squared is n, minus 4, and plus 4 is a negative 3 out here, so I forget that this time. And plus 5, and minus 4. So my excluded values are negative 5 and positive 4. Let's not forget those. We can cancel out the negative 4, so we're left with negative 3 times n plus 4 over n plus 5. Okay, n plus 4, our excluded values are positive 4 and negative 5. I'm going to move this negative sign up top. Sometimes it makes the problem wrong. Yep, alright, here we go. Two more. Okay, y squared minus 22y plus 121 all over 2y squared minus 16y minus 66. Okay, so a couple of things here. We got to factor the top and the bottom. We see a 2 right here. We can factor that out because these are all even. So we can do that. As well as we have to factor the top. And I can see that 121, the square root of 121 is 11. And if they're both negative, that would be positive. 11 times 11 is 121. And then they'll both add up to 22. So I know the top is going to factor into 1 minus 11. 1 minus 11. The bottom, we have to pull that 2 out. It's y squared minus 8y minus 33. Yeah. Okay, and you can use the top as a clue as well. It's likely we're going to have a y minus 11 in the bottom. If we have y minus 11, then it's going to be plus 3, and that looks like it's going to be right. So y minus 11, 2y plus 3, y minus 11. Sorry, I'm going faster to the factoring. If you need to pause to do the factoring on your own, that's fine. I just know how to do this because I've been doing it for so long. We can cross out y minus 11. Don't forget your excluded values are positive 11 and negative 3. And this is our final answer. Y minus 11 over 2y plus 3. Y plus 3. Excluded values are negative 3 and positive 11. Okay, last question. 3k squared minus 84k plus 588. 784 minus 4k squared. All right, so we can pull out a 3, looks like up here. So 84 divided by 3 is 28. Okay, so 3k squared minus 28k. 588 divided by 3 is 196. All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing down here I did earlier. I'm going to flip this around and put the negative on the front. I'm also pull the 4 out. Well, we'll do one step at a time. Plus 784. Okay, now I want to factor the bottom. So I'm pulling negative 4 out. K squared. 784 divided by negative 4 gives us negative 196. And I'll bet you 196 is a square root. So watch. 196, it's 14. Okay, it's the difference of two squares. So I'm going to factor the denominator again. So we have negative 4k minus 14 and k plus 14. All right, now we have to factor the numerator. We still have a 3 out here. Once again, I'm going to use the denominator as a hint. So minus and positive 14. So I actually already know what 196 is. We're going to get 2 negative 14s. K negative 14. K negative 14. So bring that down here again. 3. All right, cross out negative 14. So let's not forget that excluded value, which is positive 14. And we have negative 14 over here. And our final answer is 3 times k minus 14 over negative 4 times k plus 14. So let's check that. All right, positive and negative 14. And it's right. There you go.